Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and joined with me today are the other three sweet little magical girls in my anime, starting with the Fighting Evil by Moonlight, Jared.
What's going on, guys? Myelin checking in, and my magical girl would definitely be League of Legends' Syndra. If you've never played her, she's amazing. I play her all the time. My favorite character. Love her to death. Dan, what about you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan. I play Boram DuMarais, your Bog Frog Artificer. And I am definitely the Susie Man Bavarian of this podcast.
What?
I was waiting for that from Tony.
You just said words. I don't even know what they meant.
Susie? You said Susie? Susie who?
Susie Man Bavarian.
From Little Witch Academia?
From Little Witch Academia. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh my god, wait, what?
Yeah, the Poison Master. Very fitting for
her.
Boram. Favorite witch from anime. She's the best.
Oh, I do know this character.
You took my backup.
I took your backup. Good thing I didn't take the main one.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyleigh? What's your main one?
Hi, I'm Kyleigh. I play Vivien Sharma. And my magical girl, who I love more than anything, is Madoka from Madoka Magica. She's the cutest, and that show is so depressing. And that's why I love it. How about you, Alec?
Yeah, my name is Alec. I play Drell of... Nope. I play Kaz'il Amberleaf. And my magical girl is not only the Straw Hat Pirate Nico Robin. I'm going to go with that. I think it counts because you guys won't let me do the other one.
I'll allow it.
Magic.
Is she magic? I thought she was a pirate.
It's a gum power, which is technically magic. It's magical fruit. You eat it, and it gives you magical.
She does not have a gum power. First of all,
God, bro, you're so annoying, dude. I haven't got that far in the anime, so thanks for ruining it for me. Wow, dude, nice. What about you, Tony?
My magical girl is my girl Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho. If you watch Yu Yu Hakusho, she's amazing. She's the blue-head magical girl that helps Yusuke.
I'm nodding, but I've never watched it.
Moon Prism Power.
Yeah. Yu Yu Hakusho is an amazing anime. You should definitely watch it if you haven't watched it yet.
No Mimi Hakusho.
Now,
anyways.
Now you know the deal. Before we do the recap, we're going to do the rundown. Today's rundown is brought to you by Alec.
And today's rundown is definitely a call to action. And this is what we're going to do. So typically, we take suggestions for the four of in the Discord. But today, in this episode only, we are going to pick one from the comments of this episode. So go ahead, leave your four of in the comments of this episode, wherever you're listening to it on whatever platform. Okay, we're going to pick randomly from one, and we will do that one later, and we will give you a shout out when we do it in the episode. So go ahead and do it, please. We need the comments. Thank you.
Please.
Speaking of shout outs, who did the four of this time?
Yes, that was Artemis. Thank you for the magical girls, Artemis.
Thank you, Artemis. You're our favorite magical girl.
Now, for the recap. Last time on D&D 404, Kaz'il and Vivien are leaving the really fancy mansion, and before they do, Vivien decides to sneak up into her sister's forgotten room, where she discovers a jewelry box, and inside is a brooch. Back at the Four-Eyed Owl, Boram tries to make up with Myelin by giving him a little strawberry syrup into his milk. Myelin then heads to the bathroom, where he decides to go a little schizophrenic and argue with himself. Myelin then freaks out, runs away. Boram chases after him as he bumps into Vivien and Kaz'il heading back. Kaz'il goes ahead and decides to head up to his room, where he is then jumped by two mysterious assassins, which he quickly obliterates, getting two back-to-back nat 20 crits, absolutely demolishing them. He finds a +1 longsword, which is now equipped. That's canon. Can't change it. Thank you. Myelin is then chased by Boram. Boram definitely cannot catch up with him, so Myelin escapes. Vivien then decides to show, for the first time ever, Kaz'il and Boram her hideout, which then we are introduced to Ophelia and Charles. We left off with Boram leaving the hideout, going out and looking for Myelin, who is currently in his hidey hole. Bard, play that intro.
Disgraced in the Heartland, a star could set things right, manufacture the magical, and return us all to light. From a scorched fractured forest, the twilight in discourse. Cleanse the rivers that bleed in this swamp of deceit and remorse. Help us conquer the shadow, dawn with a bright glow. We'll find where we belong, but what will await us when all our secrets are gone?
This is Kaz'il, Amberleaf of the Feywild. Come along as I explore the world of Umbrea. Joining me is a not-so-sneaky rogue, a child in the form of a dog, and a big old bayou pain in the ass. This is D&D 404.
Boyos, girlo, welcome to session 15, where we pick up with our favorite fuzzy, scared companion. So Myelin, you had just scrapped with this floating eyeball that had like all these tendrils. When you woke up and you were just about to doze off in your hidey hole, which is once again this small cave that you found to be your home, which is the safest you have ever been. Nobody knows you're here and nothing has ever followed you in here before. And this is the first time something has ever been in here and it looked like it was trying to rob you. After you were scrapping with this creature, this floating eyeball, it disappeared within your cloak, this floating cyclops-like creature. And when you went to go pat your shirt down, you were holding these fragments from the meteor, from the crash site when you were traveling a couple of sessions back to Rockhead Homestead, and it was glowing for a moment. And after staring at it, the glow had dimmed out, but you still felt a presence within those fragments. In one hand, you have these fragments that were just glowing with energy, and in the other hand, you have your Moontouch sword that Kaz'il gave you.
With the Moontouch sword still in hand and glowing, the whole cave is reflecting a simple red panda silhouette everywhere. These aren't clear images, but instead, it's like staring into a darkened monitor that hasn't been turned on yet. Myelin takes a minute and moves from left to right before shouting out, "You lied to me. When I was in Rockhead's homestead, I saw a calendar, and I know how to count now. I am not that old." As Myelin continues to be frustrated with himself and yelling directly into a black mirror, at the corner of his eyes, he sees all of a sudden a silhouette that isn't panda-shaped. It's tall, thinner, blurry, like smoke pressed between glass. No face, no details, just wrong. Not having another intruder, Myelin takes the Moontouch sword and chucks it at the image. The sword does not hit on target, it hits just to the left of it, splintering a perfect silhouette of a panda. The sound is huge in a tiny space. This deafens Myelin's ears while the blade clatters near his bed. With his paws on his ears, he looks up at the damage that the sword has created. He realizes that he missed and hit right above his bed, and ruining the perfect night sky that he looks at every night. With his heart racing and vision fading to a fine point, he starts clawing at the obsidian like there's answers behind it. "I ran, I survived, I learned," and as he keeps clawing like he's trying to get to this mysterious silhouette that just happens to be one rock further. As he keeps digging and digging, he realizes that he's shaking more and more until he starts to slow to a crawl, and then moments later completely crashes to sleep in this cavity that he's created just above his bed. And there's Myelin curled up in a hole that he has created within the obsidian, and just in his right paw is the star fragment as he falls asleep. While Myelin sleeps, Myelin is slowly lifted up into the air, unknowingly placed down into his bed, scattered with obsidian fragments all around it. Seamless and quiet, the cracked obsidian slowly begin to mend all of the damage, forming the perfect night sky that Myelin is so used to looking at. All of this would seem as though it never happened, except for the glaring issue that is right in the middle of the night sky. The star fragment that was once in Myelin's hand is now embedded into the ceiling, just above where he sleeps. After a few moments, the Moontouch sword starts to fade. The silver glow that was bouncing off the obsidian walls weakens and now completely fades out. For a moment, the hidey hole is back to how it should be, completely dark. Then light shifts. One by one, the reflections return. Red pandas reform across the walls like it's being sketched back into existence. All with the same imperfections, watching and breathing, existing in perfect sync. And then there's a face that doesn't match. They don't have fur, don't have scars. They don't even blur different from each other. There are 2 of them now. Same outlines, same stillness, same shadowy gaze. Not reflecting Myelin, reflecting each other. Myelin jerks up after a very long night and feels very odd that walls don't feel solid anymore. They feel optional as he levels to level 3.
Kaz'il, Vivien, as we go over to you. The 2 of you are in Vivien's hideout, which is, we have learned, is her home, gifted to her by her lovely, lovely father to stay close by and called upon when needed and to live comfortable, but certainly out of trouble. What are the 2 of you doing?
Vivien's gonna turn to Kaz'il and go, I don't know how long this is gonna be. If you want to wash up, you're welcome to go upstairs. I'll stay down here, and we'll try to prepare some cots or something for everyone.
Yeah, that sounds good. What do I do with all this? And Kaz'il holds up all the food that we took from your parents' house.
Vivien's gonna turn to Ophelia and Charles and go, Ophelia, Charles, could you help me put this in the kitchen, please?
Of course, my lady. Ophelia and Charles gather the food that you've taken and they rush it off to the kitchen to store it or prep it if the 2 of you are hungry. Vivien, you do know that there are enough rooms in your home to accommodate them. There are exactly 3 other rooms in this estate. And that does not include Charles and Ophelia's private butler and maid's quarters.
Perfect. We'll make sure it's all comfortable and set for everyone when they come by. Hopefully, Boram can find Myelin or at least come back.
Yeah, Kaz'il immediately goes and he's gonna go inspect the 3 rooms and pick the best one.
All the guest rooms are pretty much the same. They all have a full-size bed. They all have dressers, and they all have like a rack to put armor on, and they have 2 foot lockers each, as well as wardrobes. They're pretty decent rooms.
Yeah, but like, is one like bigger with maybe a balcony or like a bigger window?
There's no balconies, but there's one on an upper floor that gets the perfect view of the rivers that run through Boldaris and overlooks the town square. The best view in the house is Vivien's room that is above yours. As you go to your room, Kaz'il, we'll pick up from you. What is going through your mind? Because you did level up and you gained the benefits of your level up when you finish a long rest. As you settle in for the evening, what's going through Kaz'il's mind?
I think he hasn't really had a chance to really think about everything that's happened today. He was worried about the assassins, obviously, from the Winter Court, knowing like where he is, but he does feel a little bit, I would say, reassured now that he is in a hideout. But yeah, he's kind of thinking about his family. He's thinking about, you know, all the reasons he's here on the material plane, and he's worried. He's worried for his family, you know, if there's assassins coming from the Fae all the way out to where he is in Humbrea. He's wondering what that possibly means for his family back home, you know, whether that's good or bad. I think he's kind of just taking it all in this moment, and he's definitely looking to Sahin in this moment in time of prayer and focus, and he's trying to reestablish his goals and his morals and his belief in doing what's right and standing up for people, and, you know, the reasons he joined, number 1, the church, and number 2, became a paladin.
You feel incredibly comforted as you reflect on these thoughts, and you feel very connected with your goddess as you settle in for the evening. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, you will gain the benefits of a long rest, and you will gain your level 3 subclass.
Kaz'il instantly goes to sleep and wakes up again. No, I'm just kidding.
Going over to Vivien. Vivien, as you see Kaz'il go off to and pick out his guest room, what are you doing?
Vivien's gonna quickly turn to Ophelia and Charles and go, if one of you would mind keeping an eye out for Boram, if it hits a certain time of night, could you just pull him back? And we can all take shifts of waiting up for Myelin?
Of course, we will stand by watch, and we will leave the doors open for his return, if he should.
I appreciate it so much. And get some rest when you can, of course. And then she's gonna beeline it to her room.
You beeline it to your room as Charles and Ophelia go back to their duties. What's going on in your room?
Vivien's gonna finally pull out the brooch that she got, the little cloud one, from Woolen's room. And she's going to fiddle with it. She hasn't seen this in years and didn't think she'd ever see it again.
You're fiddling with the brooch and you're kind of rushing it. You're really taking good care of it. You're being very gentle with it. and you're reminiscing on the good times, the bad times, and what could have been. Are you doing anything specific with the brooch?
She's gonna hold it close, and I'm gonna whisper, I don't care what happens, I'm going to come get you. And she has fully resolved herself to find Woolen. She was initially, but now she doesn't care. I feel a horrible hole in my chest that only she can fill, but I feel her around me once again. The night her soul was taken has changed me forever, and after the scuffle I had with our father tonight, my drive to find you has been renewed. Just like my parents have said, it should have been me and not her. Maybe if I was taken, she would have found me by now. Woolen is the most intelligent person I know. I feel like she left her matching brooch in her room on purpose to share her wisdom with me and bring me closer to saving her. I no longer care what the cost is, I will get her back. Nothing can stop me, and I will use anyone and anything I can to bring her back, no matter the contract I have to make.
And as you think this to yourself, you feel that you have like this path forward. And you have met people you feel like can get you there. Not only have you been trying to free yourself from your family's grasp, you are making these connections with different people and actually putting yourself out there. And you feel like you've gotten their trust. And you feel like you can ask them to do something for you as you gain trust in them. And they do seem capable in some way. You have a knight, you have a paladin currently in your home, and he has witnessed something very personal to you. Something that certainly the other two didn't witness, for how your father really looks at you and treats you.
And I think Vivien was so caught off guard, she didn't even realize that slipped in front of Kaz'il yet.
As you come to terms, you not only realizing you have partners, you have assets that can help you get you to your goal. You feel like you can use them to your advantage, and you do feel confident and happy that you do have people that you can rely on, but you also feel like you're scheming in a very specific way to like, I have people with very unique set of skills for all different situations. I have a scrappy magical rodent friend. I have a knight who's loyal and trustworthy. And I have someone who can whip something up in a cinch, can craft something I need that you wouldn't be able to buy in your everyday general market. You turn in for the night. And when you wake up, you will gain the benefits of a long rest and your subclass. And we will go over those 3 subclasses in just a minute on what everyone took on their level 3. But we're going to go over to Boram in the middle of the city, late in the evening, jogging around looking for his furry friend.
Myelin! Myelin! Boram's walking around a little aimlessly, mainly through the center of town where he last saw Myelin. He's asking anyone that's out. It's not many. The crowd's kind of dwindling at this point, but he's asking anyone who will stop and actually talk to him if they've seen anything about Myelin, a little rodent guy or a little red panda guy. No, lady, it's a little red panda. It's not like a rat.
I haven't seen your dog or your rat.
No, it's not a pet.
I haven't seen them. Wait, maybe you should keep them on a leash. Animals belong on leaches.
Yeah. All right.
Make sure they're neutered. Is he neutered? Did you get him spaded?
Something that... All right, you have a good night.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's just looking and looking and looking. Doesn't seem to be having luck finding where Myelin went because he's very stealthy and very small, hard to spot. And he kind of just finds his way to a bench in the town center. He's leaning back and he's kind of just staring at the stars. What's the light pollution like? It's a small city, medieval city, right? There's probably not so much light pollution.
It's a good sized city, but there is a lot of positive empty space in Balderas. Like in the town square, it's surrounded by this streams of rivers that kind of break away and surround the town square. The town square doesn't have any tall buildings within it because it's made to be set up and broken down and for shows and entertainment to be displayed and big meetings, right? So especially in the center of the city, you can get a clear view of the sky. There are lanterns that are lit up to light up the street, but they do not affect the stars at all. And specifically, currently in Humbrea, because of the shooting star that is always glowing, the light, there is practically almost no light pollution because that shooting star definitely amplifies all the other stars in the sky as it illuminates the night sky. Currently in Humbrea, you have very bright nights for the most part. Unless it's very cloudy or bad weather, you have like this very purplish, bluish night rather than a dark black night.
Poor little guy. Maybe I'll find you tomorrow. I hope we do. I hope that's not the last time we saw you, little guy. All right. Well, I'm not going back to that place. Better get going. And Boram's ready to go back to his own apartment because he hasn't been back there in days, and he's starting to feel anxious that he hasn't been back there working on potions and such. And he kind of gets up and remembers that he probably needs to be more careful than he's been shouting names in public, and does look around to see if anybody's been following him.
Give me a perception check.
5.
You haven't noticed anybody that sticks out. While you were asking, you did notice 2 people kind of asking you for drugs or asking you where they can get their next fix. And you kind of brush those people off. They didn't badger you in any way, but you don't notice anybody like following you.
All right, well, I better start heading back at least. And he gets up and he saunters towards the stacks. Is there like a tavern on the way to the stacks?
There are several. There are many in Baldaris. One that you're kind of taken to. So in the stacks, there really aren't many taverns, maybe houses you drink at, because there's a big amalgamations of small houses and apartments is the stacks, right? But in the Portside district, there is a tavern or a bar that you would frequent called Roosty's.
Yeah, he's not looking for something far. He just pops into the first tavern he sees, whatever small inn or something.
My hideout isn't good enough for you. I see how it is.
Yeah, dude. Wow, bro.
What the frick?
Listen,
He's like, I ain't going back to that hoarder tour that place. Holy way to make it.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So as you leave the town center, you go to the Portside district. There is a tavern immediately over the bridge when you go into the Portside district. It is called the Tiger's Left Tooth.
yeah, he walks into the Tiger's Left Tooth, and he kind of walks in, opens the door, and kind of like turns backwards and still looking around, not feeling very confident in the night. He simply asks the barkeep for the bathroom, and when he goes into the bathroom, he is going to cast the last spell he can of the day and cast another Disguise Self.
Please don't be Kaz'il. Please don't be Kaz'il.
And he turns into a generic elf, maybe slightly shorter than him, with some more raggedy garb, street urchin type stuff that would make sense in the stacks. And he exits without talking to anybody and walks back to the stacks as this raggedy elf.
So as you go to your apartment, is there anything else you're doing as this elf?
He's still just worried about these orcs that might be around, these half orcs. And because of that, he's still trying to make sure that he covers as much tracks as he can anytime he goes home.
You make it to your apartment. I want you to give me a perception check with advantage.
That's 19.
The door is locked, but you notice that it has been opened recently, not by you.
Instead of opening the door, he kind of peers through his window.
Make me a perception check.
That's 18.
Your apartment looks fine. It looks like your mess. It doesn't look like a mess. It looks like your calculated mess. It's dark. There are no lights on. You don't see anybody in there. But because of the state of the door, you know that something's off. You know you're very particular about your ways. And because of the stacks, you do have like your own booby traps or ticks that you would leave behind because you want to know if somebody entered your place. This is not the first time that this may have happened. Maybe not the last, but you do know that something is off. Somebody has been here since you've been gone.
He's still disguised as this random elf, so he's gonna knock first.
You knock on your apartment and there's no answer.
And then he's gonna put his key in, unlock it, and kind of kick the door open slowly.
Give me another perception check with advantage because this is your apartment. It's dark. You know your apartment better than anyone.
That's a 15.
As you turn the corner to go to your desk, you are alert. As you turn the corner to go to your workbench, you notice that there is a figure leaning on the wall with their shoulder in a non-threatening pose with their arms crossed. A very feminine figure. Has a big hat tilted down, covering their face.
Who's there? I'm the housekeeper.
If you're a housekeeper, you're doing a really shitty job. And you see that the silhouette, a tail moves. And from the tail, a little flame shows red skin, lighting a cigarette to her lips. It is Nuella.
Oh, it looks like he might be onto me. Yeah, it's not me. And he drops the act. I'm just, just keeping people off my tail that I don't want after me. You know how that is. You really do.
Yeah, having people on your tail can be really annoying. And you see that she takes a big puff of a very long and elegant cigarette. You see that the cigarette she has, it has one of those very fancy cigarette holders where the cigarette will be at the end and you smoke it through like this long black needle. Fancy nobles will tend to do that. And she takes a big drag. I didn't know how I wanted to approach this.
Listen, I know I'm pretty tantalizing. You come a knocking. You can stay if you like. And he takes his coat off and he puts it on his bed. He sits on a stool and he grabs he's out of his sister's moonshine, so he's going to grab some of his own spirits. Well, if you came all this way, you might as well have a drink.
You see she's clenching her cigarette very tightly. She goes, oh, I'm going to drink something, but it's not going to be that swill you're trying to serve me right now. You fooled me for a while, but you really think I wouldn't notice?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She pulls out a dagger. Give you one more chance to be the honorable man I hope you are. You see this blade? It's a dagger, but it's a very long dagger.
Well, then there's got to be one of two things. Either one, this is some really kinky foreplay. Or two, you might have lost something that you don't have no more.
It's definitely the latter.
Yeah, I figured as much.
You see, she looks at her dagger and she is picking her very long tiefling nail, cleaning her fingertip. She goes, I'm going to give you one chance to return it. And you see that her light red skin begins to turn dark crimson and her eyes begin to fade over into almost like this blood red look.
Listen, you're always gonna have me in some combat. I'm not gonna be fighting you, don't worry. And he puts the bottle back on the shelf and he does take a swig of the moonshine. He grows and grabs his coat and he puts it on. All right, you want something very special back, right? You want your, something that might have been on your hat, I'm guessing.
That's right.
Well, you know, we did just take care of Grep. Could just say, make it even. Don't even have to pay me. Don't even have to do nothing else. Couldn't we just do something like that? You got your life, I got one of your feathers. That ain't too bad a trade.
That feather is worth 10 times in some low-life hack that is trying to heckle me with some rats. And what makes you think, even with your baubles and trinkets, and she motions to your desk over there with those hand-me-down tools, things you have the means to make use of that rare feather. Not to mention the amount of hell I had to go through to get that.
Well, maybe trinkets, but it's about how you use them. And I got a bit more going on in this head than you give me credit for.
You see that she walks towards you, towards the stool at your table, the free one that you're sitting next to, about a few feet away from you.
And now he's lighting a cigarette too. But then let me ask you this. Is there any way that I can work it off? Because I really need something like that right now. And I don't know anybody else that would have something. What is exotic?
I need these feathers for my own personal reason.
Oh, that makes two of us then.
But I don't think you're skilled enough to know how to use it. I think you would just break it in another failed experiment. And she looks over to your desk. It's just messy. She doesn't know what's there. As many successes that you've had, I would imagine you've had the same amount of failures. And your apartment is definitely a testament to that, of trial and error.
Now I'm offended.
Oh, now you know how it feels.
And he walks past her. He doesn't even look at her. And he goes and sits on his desk. He kind of spins around in the chair, leans back with both elbows on his desk. How about this? Maybe we make a deal. Give me a chance. Let me show you what I can whip up here.
She grips her dagger, but she flips it around. The blade is facing downward, and she kind of holds it along her wrist, rather than somebody who would have their dagger just sticking straight up for like a quick stab. She has it in a position to slice. What do you have in mind?
There are a few ways we could do this, but I got it already. I could whip something up. Did you got something you was trying to do with that?
She takes off her hat and she moves her hair to the side. Now, she's a tiefling with one horn, and you see that when her hat is taken off, her other horn looks like it was cut off. In the light of your apartment now, and her very enraged skin, you can see that she wasn't just born with one horn. As a matter of fact, the other one was removed somehow. And you can see within her hair, as she moves it to the side to kind of adjust herself, you can see all these bald spots around that horn. Looks like she has a nasty scar. Tieflings are accustomed to flames, but they're not immune. But it's very rare when you see tieflings with burns. And you see that she has these small burns around this broken horn. And she looks at her hat and she takes the fake feather off and crumples it up, very insulted, throws it on the floor. She goes, yeah, that'll match your decor just fine. And she points to the other 3 phoenix feathers that she has. You prove to me that you can make something with that feather right now, and I'll give you another one for free. But if you don't, I'm going to leave you something to remember me by for a very, very long time.
Oh, well, I want to remember you till the end of days. But we can talk about that some other time. I'm a man of pride. And, challenging my intelligence. Got me almost as angry as you are, but different kind of fire now in my belly. I just want to prove something. I've been thinking about this a while. Give me some time. And he puts his goggles on, and you see he buttons up his trench coat, and it goes up to his nose, so it kind of blocks anything that would be like fuming towards his face. And he immediately whips out the feather he stole from her and is just going to start getting to work. Before I do this, you want something specific? Or is this up to me?
I'll be surprised if you don't kill yourself.
I almost kill myself about twice a day. I think he would want to create something that would fix her horn.
So the thing is, the Phoenix Feather wouldn't do that. You know what a Phoenix Feather does. It has life restorative properties, but it's very reactive depending on what you do. So anything you make with this potion is going to be based around that. It's meant to cure or bring something back.
Yeah, then he'll make a potion that would cure diseases, sort of like a lesser restoration.
So you can definitely aim to do that. But here's the catch. You are a very skilled tinkerer. This is a very volatile component that you are working with right now. So we're going to do a series of rolls to see if you're able to get that desired outcome. As you begin to getting to work and you begin setting up, you see that she's going through your liquor cache, and she's like going through bottles, and she takes a bottle, notices this one that you've made because she remembered it from last time she was here. She goes and throws it over her shoulder into the room, and you hear the loud crash.
Listen, I know it's a mess, but it's an organized mess. Don't make it worse. As he keeps working.
I would focus if I were you.
I'm more focused than I've ever been. And he's kind of tapping to himself, like singing a song in his head as he's going beaker to beaker, fixing up flasks and flames.
Give me an Arcana check as you begin to study the Phoenix Feather and you start to get your components ready. Please, what does that look like?
I mean, he has a place where he props up his journal, and he's kind of flipping really fast through. He already knows the pages he wants to go to, and you already see potions on pages that he's already tried and failed, X's, check marks on little sections, but nothing circled because nothing has worked perfectly yet. And he goes over to a mortar and pestle first. He wants to shave off the feathers from the stem to have those as separate parts, and then use a mortar and pestle to crush the stem.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
That's a 23.
You understand what you're working with this feather. You know it has restorative properties, it's curative properties. You understand the fragileness and the validity of the feather and the power it possesses. And as you study it with the 23, you can almost see the flames coursing within the frills of the feather from its plucked wing. And you feel the immense heat that it gives off as you begin to get at work. Go ahead and make me a medicine check as you begin to crush various herbs together as you begin to make a base for your solvent.
12.
You seem a bit rushed with this because you're excited to use the feather. Go ahead and make me another Arcana check, as after you make this base with a 12, you see that the color is not quite right.
I'm really desperate to show off for her. I think I'm going to use my Kickstarter die.
Okay.
I want to use my Kickstarter die to get an automatic success.
Yes. Okay. So for those that don't know, we did a Kickstarter a few months ago. Yay! We hit those goals. Yay! One of the rewards for the Kickstarter and a punishment for me is that I gave each of our players an auto success die that they can use once per campaign. And this is going to be Boram's. You mix the base. You see as the feather mixed with the solvent, you begin to ground it up, and you see the feather begins to dissolve. And she is staring over you. She's watching this feather disappear and become just another ingredient in this vial that you've made. Go ahead and now make me another medicine check as you begin to add more components to it, as the feather has taken to the base properly.
It's 19.
You begin to add more, and now the vial of liquid begins to fill up. You do notice something, that the base of the bottle with the 19 begins to crack but not break. Something is reacting to it. Some of the ingredients that you have mixed together from the base of the solvent with the 12 is not quite sitting right with the power of the Phoenix Feather. Something is getting too hot. The heat is something you haven't accounted for because the vial itself isn't tempered to deal with that mystical heat.
Boram gets a little worried at this point, and he's like, all right, time for the big guns. And he reaches into his bag of holding pocket in his trench coat, and he does a little spin with it and puts this magical rod that he's had that I think Myelin and Vivien have seen. And he sets it up real quick in a way that's angled down, facing up towards the bottom of this glass. And he's going to try and start focusing some magic through that rod.
That sapphire gem in that rod begins to glow, and you see a swirl of energy that begins to leave the rod going into the vial. And as it goes into the vial, the swirl of this blue, like air-like energy begins to turn into water. And you see that as the glass begins to crack, it begins to settle as the mystical heat seems to be quelling. So the vial is a bulb vial, right? It has a bulb, but then it has a spout with a cork in it, right? So the vial then begins to change. The contents inside begin to change. Half of it begins to turn into a cloud. With that rod, the rod had to intervene and make up for, and do not take this in an insulting way, young Boram, it had to make up for a lack of knowledge that you simply just haven't possessed. Although you are a very skilled tinkerer, you are dealing with elements that are just beyond your experience. And this is a great learning opportunity. As a matter of fact, the next time you deal with Phoenix Feathers, you will have advantage.
Ooh, I know I had the math right, but I forgot about one of these components. And he's like really thinking about it and writing new notes in his journal as he's going. And he's almost forgotten that Noella's even in the room.
Half of the liquid inside turns to like this smoke. It's very ethereal-like in nature. It looks like you're looking at a thin sheet floating around, almost like a ghost within the vial. And it takes this blue tealish color. You have this mysterious flask. It's now added to your inventory.
Boram, you did it again. Not too bad. Man, Chance is gonna love this.
She looks at you and bumps your shoulder, and she takes the vial and she looks at it.
Oh, hey, what you doing?
And she's like moving it around, and she's like trying to manipulate the fog and the liquid that's inside, trying to get it to move.
Careful with that. You don't know what that's doing.
And the two substances inside are like oil and water. They're just constantly separated. She moves it around. She goes, what does it do?
What'd you like to know? Worked, didn't it?
Did it?
Well, sure did. If this did not work, you and I'd be dead.
Oh yeah? What does it do? How do I know this isn't going to kill you?
Sure cure a disease. At least that's what I'm hoping it does. Oh, man. It's been a day, though. I think I got the math right, but, I don't know. It's not perfect yet. I gotta find some more components and ingredients, and I think I can make it stronger next time. And he's thinking to himself. He's not even looking at her.
She places the bottle kind of heavily on the desk. She goes, well, I don't know if there's going to be a next time, but I'll keep this in mind. And she just walks out. She does not give you another feather.
So, maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. And she knocks over something with her tail before she slams the door of your apartment.
Man, she's kind of rude. When he looks out the door and notices that she's gone, he closes the door, locks it, and then goes back to the center of the room where he sets up his just regular table where he, play cards and drinks with people. And he puts it down there, puts some components and liquids on his alchemy glove, and then you see him start casting a ritual. And he's almost fallen asleep as he's doing this because it's been like such a long week. But eventually, after ritual casting it, he casts Identify after 10 minutes.
I'm going to call this an apprentice resurrection elixir. This has the possibility, exactly 50-50, to bring someone back to life in the state that they were living in before they died.
The ingredients were off a bit.
1 through 10, nothing happens. They do not get resurrected. 11 through 20, they do. Any ailments, curses, blessings, buffs, nerfs, exhaustion gets put back as they were, except for the fact that they gain full health, but they suffer 2 points of exhaustion.
I mean, I knew it worked, but not exactly what I was trying to do. I gotta get to bed. Boram puts it in his coat. He labels it nicely. He's got a bunch of labels and tags around. And after that, he goes and tries to get some sleep. It doesn't work because for 30 minutes, neurons are firing thinking about this damn potion. And he takes some time like messing with one of the manicore teeth before eventually passing out on his own desk.
And you gain the benefits, the long rest, as you pass out for the night, gaining level 3 and your subclass.
Hey!
As we wake up on the 19th of Myrtle, everybody, as you all become level 3, what are each of your subclasses? As you are all now level 3, yay! We're all level 3, yay! Woo!
I guess we should start with Boram because it's obvious. He's an alchemist artificer, so everything revolved around brewing potions and that kind of stuff.
Not artillerist? Oh, man.
You wish I was an artillerist.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather eat my shorts, dude.
Okay. I took on a 2024 rogue subclass, and I'm going for Mastermind. Your focus is on people and the influence and secrets they have. Many spies, courtiers, and schemes follow this archetype. leading lives of intrigue. Words are your weapons as often as knives or poison, and secrets and favors are some of your favorite treasures. And I gained 2 new languages from Woolen's brooch.
She's the mastermind subclass.
Very nice. Yeah, so with level 3, paladins get a sacred oath, and I took the Oath of Devotion. It gives me a certain amount of spells aligned with that Oath of Devotion, and we will find out as we get into combat.
Ooh, Oath of Devotion Paladin. And what about our furry little friend, Myelin?
Scions can be 4 different subclasses. Out of those 4, he is going to be a Psywarper.
A Psywarper? That sounds crazy, dude.
Warp space with the power of your mind. Myelin is much faster than you think he might be now.
He sounds nerdy as hell, no.
Mylin's a JoJo character now.
Yeah. I don't even want to read his thing because it gives away a bunch of his abilities later.
We shall discover them as all of you wake up in the morning of the 19th of Myrtle. The 19th of Myrtle is the second to last day of the 10-day week. We're approaching the weekend, technically, because we have 10-day weeks. As the chickens cluck, the roosters caw, the sounds of hammers hitting anvils, carts moving across the rough gravel paths as people begin their day. The stacks begin to become a flutter as creatures and people begin to move about. The Westerly district becomes busy as ever as people go about shopping throughout the merchant districts. And Charles and Ophelia are getting breakfast ready for Kaz'il and Vivien as Myelin stares wide-eyed in the obsidian hidey hole as he stares at himself through the reflection through his moon-touched sword. What are you doing? What are each of you doing?
Well, Kaz'il's getting ready and waiting for the food. He probably does wake up in the morning though, cleans his armor, gets it ready, but he also now is thinking that he might need to lay a little low. So he was wearing like a heavy jacket the other day as they were walking to the hideout. So he's not going to do it yet, but he's trying to figure out how he can kind of dull down his appearance and maybe blend in a little bit better than he has been, because he definitely has not even been trying.
You're on the perfect house for that.
Yeah.
Vivien's gonna get ready as normal. I'm gonna try to get down the stairs quickly enough to help Ophelia and Charles get set up. I know Kaz'il's there, so our plates will be ready, but I'm gonna leave 2 extras on the side in case Boram and Myelin show up. But Vivien's still kind of in her head.
Myelin, what are you doing?
Myelin wakes up after what a crazy day he's had and kind of stretches, and he's kind of in his old routine of getting up and kind of rubbing his eyes. And then all of a sudden, he starts to recall things that happened yesterday. He quickly springs up, grabs his sword, and looks around, slowly starts to back up, and then now that there's nothing in the room, he gives it one final look and then bolts out of there. He just wants to get out as quickly as he can.
You leave your hidey hole. Where are you heading?
He really doesn't know what's happening. He knows that he told Boram a few days ago that he's going to meet him back at his place in a week. But other than that, he's kind of just going to walk around.
That's not the day, is it?
And maybe hit up some comfort food as best he can.
Okay. So you walk around, you get yourself some breakfast as you get some comfort food for yourself to try to calm down from a long night. What about you, Boram? What are you doing?
He wakes up and he's like on his desk. Ugh, what did I do last night? I wasn't drinking. He looks around, and in a fugue state, Boram has made 2 potions, and they're kind of off to the side. Oh, that was right. I was crafting stuff. I was brewing. Okay, all right. And he takes those 2 potions and he puts them in his lab coat. And he kind of gets up and he stretches. He's like, oh, I gotta start actually sleeping in my own bed. Whew. All right. Morning time. And he kind of snaps to, and he starts putting some food on a pot and goes and takes a bath while the food is cooking. Cooks himself breakfast like he usually does. Some beans, some boudin, like all good stuff. And after eating that and getting cleaned up, he puts on a new linen shirt and slacks, or maybe some leather pants today. Kind of looks around, gets a little stressed about the mess in his level, and is like, that's for another day. That's for another day. And is just going to head outside and get about his day. He's probably going to head back towards Vivien's place because since he didn't come back, he wants to at least let them know he's okay.
So you make your way to Vivien's place. As you go over to them, Kaz'il, Vivien, as you two eat breakfast, what are your plans for the day? Are you just waiting for Boram to return and then figuring out things from there? Or is there some stuff you would like to do? The floor is yours.
Well, I guess, did we move the horses over to the stable at Vivien's?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That was really his only worry. He does want to meet up with Boram and eventually Myelin, but he is also going to keep an eye out for any more assassins or anyone, maybe not even from the Winter Court, but specifically just anyone from the Fae. He is going to keep an extra precaution, like looking for that type of stuff.
As the two of you are getting ready in Vivien's quarters, Boram, you make your way back to Vivien. And it's up to Myelin if maybe you two spot each other.
So I think he grabbed some of his comfort food, which is, food laying about, maybe in a dumpster of some sort, rummaging through. Even though he's got money, he's kind of reverting back a little bit to kind of old ways after the day he had. He's going to probably go back to where he was and kind of retrace some of the steps and trying to figure out what went wrong, what was going on. Now that it's daylight, he feels a little bit more brave to kind of go back to where he was. So there was across the bridge to the northwest side is where he jumped into like a closed out vendor tent type of thing where he kind of hid from Vivien and Boram. So he's going to go there and just take a look around.
I mean, Boram's going through there, so I want to say he would spot Myelin. So he took a sausage to go after eating some beans and some other stuff, some eggs for breakfast. He's like walking through the center, about to turn west to go towards Vivien's hideout, and then drops his sausage when he sees this little red tail flipping around. Boram's annoyed at Myelin, but happy that he's alive. And he's kind of just finishing eating his sausage. And then as he gets behind Myelin, he just kind of watches from like 5 feet away from Myelin while he's searching around. And then finally, after like 10 seconds, he's like, "You're missing something there."
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
I went and tried to use one of your, he uses quotes, bathrooms. Oh my God. I don't know what you guys do in there, but that place is scary. You drowned me once, and then I see bad things in the other one.
What kind of bad things you seeing in there?
Oh man.
Oh, we need to potty train you.
What?
Okay, Myelin, what happened last night? You were running all around like crazy. You okay? Everything good?
Yeah, just, when you see scary things, you just want to get out of there and you run away.
I mean, I might do that. Myelin, what kind of scary things were you seeing?
You know when the shadows, come alive?
Myelin, that's not normal.
No.
Where are these shadows coming from, Myelin?
You know when you look in, those mirrors and then you see pictures and then all of a sudden they're not friendly pictures and then you get real scared? You gotta be getting scared. What do you get scared about?
I mean, I get scared all kinds of things, especially sharp objects pointed at me. But shadows coming alive, that's new to me.
So if I take my sword and then you would run off and be scared?
Sure. He kind of pats Myelin on the head.
He slowly starts to grab at it.
Hey, Myelin, let's recoup with the others. We got some friends now, you and I, and you've been helping us out real nice. So what do you say we go talk to them about what's going on, and maybe we can all help each other out?
All right, but I ain't going in one of those bathrooms again. Never again.
We go to Vivien's. I'm sure she got a much better bathroom.
Wait, what do you mean?
I'll show you. Here, get on my back.
Myelin clams up.
Oh, you want the rest of my sausage?
Clambers at it as he almost drops it.
No, hey, calm down. It's not going anywhere.
Open mouth chewing.
Boram brushes some out of his hair. This way, okay? You're about the funniest and scariest thing I ever met. He starts walking Myelin to a hideout.
You cross over one of the bridges over the rivers of Bodaris. As you enter the market district, head up these wooded stairs into the base of the westerly district as you head into Vivien's hideout. You knock on the door. Charles answers. He lets you in. He goes, a little late, or early, I should say. Mr. Boram?
I mean, I didn't make no promises I'd come back here. Only if I found this guy, but I finally found him.
When Vivien hears that, she shoots up at the table and goes, Myelin!
Yeah.
Why did you leave? You're not supposed to do that without telling us! And she's full on crying.
Maybe go calm her down a bit. Give her an hug or something.
It's not nice. You can't do that to friends.
You want to go inside? We don't have to go in.
Get in here now!
we go in. And Boram walks them both in.
It's been a rough day.
Already?
It's been a rough life.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And she's gonna turn to Ophelia and Charles and be like, could you just bring out all the food, please?
Yes, milady. And you see that Charles and Ophelia go out, get the food from the kitchen, and prepare you a very nice, wonderful, magnificent breakfast worthy that of a lord.
Oh, I already ate, but thank you.
I'll have his. And who are these people?
If you were here yesterday, Myelin, you'd know they're my contacts. They help me get things done around my house.
Contacts.
Now, you have to do a big favor for me. You can't be telling people where I live. You can know, but nobody else is allowed to know, okay? Because then they'll take all of our food from us. So that's very important. If you want lots of food, you can't tell anybody. Okay, good. We have a lot to talk about.
Like what food we're gonna eat here, or...
Why'd you run? Kaz'il and I went through a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
Boram just left and didn't say anything else. He was supposed to come back.
I told you I was going to find him, and I'd come back when I found him, and here he is, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to.
I didn't say I'd come back, but I see how it could have been interpreted that way, and I apologize. And Boram's trying to make you feel better. I'll be better next time.
That's what you said when you promised Rockhead.
I made you something. I made you gifts. And he pulls out the 2 potions that he made last night.
What are the 2 potions you made last night when you hit level 3?
Wait, this milk?
No, this not milk.
I'll drink.
No,
I'll drink it.
don't-
I'll just give it a try.
You don't drink it yet.
Wait, are you trying to poison me again?
No, I'm not trying to poison you.
Myelin, only drink things from me and Kaz'il, unless it's
Oh,
to
okay.
save your life.
Here, Kaz'il, you want one? It's a health potion.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Pretty sure. It should heal you up, I think.
You think? What does that mean?
Vivien, you want one too? I made it just for you.
Do you know what it does?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's an health potion, obviously.
Myelin sticks up behind him. He thinks, and he uses air quotes.
Yeah. I think, well, don't I gotta put the air quotes on there.
Vivian's just gonna grab it and put it in her pocket. She's never gonna use that until it's identified.
I gotta use it today, though. I made that one pretty quick. Not gonna be potent tomorrow.
We don't even know what it is.
It should heal you. It should heal you right up. Or maybe...
Kaz'il just immediately opens it and drinks it.
Kaz'il, oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. See, it's healing him right up. And then you see Kaz'il start flying.
Wait, what? Oh my god. What's happening?
Wait, that's not what
What's happening?
That's not what I tried to... Wait, come back down. Wait, come back down here.
I'm not drinking it.
And you're 10 feet up in the air.
Why am I floating? Boram.
Yes.
Disaster.
Boram.
Kaz'il, before you leave, here's some food. I'm throwing food at him.
I'm gonna get sick.
Don't do that. And Boram like steps away from Kaz'il.
I like swim in the air over towards Boram.
Wait. No, not like that.
Sick.
Why is he floating?
I gave him a potion of flight. I made 2 potions of flight yesterday.
Imagine telling someone it's a health potion. I have 1 HP in battle, and all of a sudden I just start floating.
I will get the rope, lady. And you see that Charles goes and gets rope.
I'm gonna be sick.
I mean, you could probably fly down. I think you can fly down on it yourself. Just think about flying.
Vivian's so upset. She starts rubbing the brooch. Actually, it's in her hands right now. She took it off her hair.
Charles is making a lasso.
Yeah, you have 10 feet of flying speed for 10 minutes.
I try to just do like the breaststroke like through the air.
Oh, see, it's working. That's just like I intended. The health potion's back home. I just gave you a different one by accident. He kind of looks side to side.
Sometimes I wonder what I've done with my life to get here.
To get surrounded by really skilled people like ourselves.
But you're liars.
I mean, I didn't lie. I just didn't know what it did yet.
I ain't calling you a truthier.
And Boram just sits back at the table and is kind of like pushing some food around because he's already eaten.
Vivian's gonna look right at Myelin and go, all right, Myelin, let's lay down some rules and let's talk about why you ran. I gotta ask, and I know you were upset about friend, but we're your friends too. And we care, and I think we've shown we care because you're very nice. But if you're upset, you just have to tell us. We'll give you space, but if you let us know, we can keep you safe, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I want a sincere answer.
Oh. Jeez. I look over at Boram. She's scary.
I know.
It's been a rough day.
You know, just when things get scary, and you just run, and everything's fine. I'm very fast. You want to see how fast I am?
All right, Myelin, let's talk about the shadows.
Yeah. Myelin, let's take this seriously as I'm like cartwheeling through the air.
Oh, is he gonna throw up?
Charles, I'll help you tie him down.
It's quite slippery.
I bet he is.
Just throw it to me.
A life preserver gets tossed across the room.
All right, Myelin, why don't we start with the shadows? Because that's the one that concerns me the most. What you been seeing exactly? What these shadows look like?
Okay, so they're just scary things. You know, I was telling Boram, you know when you like look in a mirror and you see a bunch of bad, scary shadows? It's kind of like that. But instead of normal stuff where you see like animals and things like that, I saw a big scary thing and I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was after me, and yeah.
All right, big scary shadows, not animals, in the mirror.
I mean, the animals are pretty scary. Those happen all the time. Those are just as scary.
Boram has nothing but question marks around all of that in his journal.
The one shadow, I can't even fathom what that was.
Wait, what you mean, the one shadow?
It was really skinny and it had crazy wings, and it looked you know when you spill milk and it's like real on the table?
Yeah, when it's all over the place.
Yeah. Now take that and turn it to the side, and then where it falls on the ground, that's what he looked like.
Like a puddle?
Kind of like one of those tests you do, you know, when the Myelin doctor's got those ink blots. Something like that? I don't think you know what that is, though. Like this, and Boram like actually just draws a bunch of ink blots and kind of draws what he thinks would be like a skinny shadow creature with wings.
He grabs your page as you're drawing, and he takes whatever glass of liquid is around him. He throws it on the page, and he has it sitting flat, tilts it off to the side so the water runs down, and what's left is just this wet paper that's really dark and obscured. And he starts making the movements with his finger, and then all that you see now is a partially wet piece of paper with these streaks going down it that resemble kind of what he said. And he holds it up and he's like, it's like this. It's really scary.
Boram gingerly grabs his journal back with very furrowed eyebrows, and he lifts the one page that has the thing he drew and then starts mending the other pages very angrily. Now, Myelin, next time you do that, please ask me before just going at my journal.
Do you want the other ones?
Or what?
I got more water or milk.
Give me a moment. And I rip
Okay.
out like 6 pages and hand them to Myelin. There you go.
You know what? I got a better idea. And I take my arm and I grab him. As soon as I grab him, I want to make a connection with him. But instead of him seeing it, he just gets a lot of the anxious, scary feelings that are at Mylin's pit of his stomach.
Oh, so you can't communicate images to me?
I can. It's just, he doesn't want to like think too much about it.
Myelin, this is, these some strong feelings you having. And he looks concerned at Vivien and Kaz'il as Kaz'il finally sits down, floating on a chair.
All of a sudden, now that he's like talking about it more, he's getting very nervous and he starts scratching his paw again.
What he's dealing with, this don't sound like just some simple childhood nightmares. I know it's odd, but can you kind of focus in on those images you saw? That'd help me a lot, and if I can see it, then I can draw that.
It would really help us, Myelin, as Vivien's tying Kaz'il down to the chair.
Look at me, Myelin. All right, look at me. And I'm kind of like holding one of his paws. I'm like, all right, start with the one that you think is the least scary. Let's go there.
Okay. And he grabs Boram again and starts thinking through what he saw the night before. And the one that is the least scary to him is a strange feline, is the image that we see. But it's just a strange looking kind of bobcat or something along those lines. But it's very shadowed. Like, I guess it's this one. I don't know.
Yeah, Vivien and Kaz'il probably see Boram start sweating, beads of sweat on his brow as he just shakily starts drawing this thing. And Boram is getting very concerned because this imagery is not normal and quite terrifying. And then after seeing all of that and drawing it out, he flips the page shakily and kind of shows them what he saw. He said this the least scary one.
While that's happening, Myelin takes his hand back and he's just frantically clawing at the top of his paw at this point.
Vivien's gonna reach over to Myelin and go, was this physically there, or did you see it in your head?
It was pretty real. It was really scary. I don't
Before I met you fully, back when we went to Pigworks, yeah, I did lie. I've seen you around, but I heard.
You lied to me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you, but I'm telling you the truth now.
You took the jerky like I thought you did, and then you also lied to me.
Well, it wasn't actually the jerky I took. I used you as a distraction to get something I actually needed, but I paid Kaz'il.
Huh?
And Vivien turns back around. I used you as a distraction. I am sorry. But I didn't know you back then. However, what I did learn, or what I heard, is that you eat magic things. Is that true? Could that be affecting your head?
Okay, first off, I feel attacked.
It's okay. I'm just wondering,
like
maybe
this.
we could help you. If it's true, it's true. But I heard a rumor from the local vendors, because I work with them, and that's what they said about you. So I didn't know. I wasn't going to judge you. If you do, we could get you some. If you don't, maybe it causes it. Maybe it's just a rumor. I don't know.
Myelin, you know you're not supposed to be putting stuff in your mouth that come from outside.
But, I mean, okay, first off,
Wait, you actually eat them?
I don't like this. I feel very... You know what?
Myelin, hold on. I'll tell you stuff about me.
Okay.
No problem. I'll tell you any secret you want to know if you want to reveal it.
You better not lie.
I promise.
Okay.
Kaz'il was my witness yesterday.
Oh, you were witnessing stuff with... Oh, this back into Charmant.
Yep.
Ooh, what's it like over there, Paladin?
Very fancy.
Oh, man, it must be nice being taken in by the Charmants. Could they adopt me, too?
Well,
No.
you could certainly try.
Why'd they take you in exactly? They're nice to do that.
Well, they didn't. I was there the whole time. How about that? There you go, Myelin. Now you know. You know something that the rest of Balderas isn't allowed to know.
Oh, they adopted you at birth.
No, I was never adopted. It was all for show. I am a Charmant, by blood, but they couldn't have a tiefling.
I'm sorry, you an actual Charmant.
Real stuff. But I have to pretend like I'm adopted.
And you're the last to know. How's that feel?
I mean, that's fine. Sorry, I just didn't know the full picture.
It's okay, but that's the truth, Myelin. Wait, how did you know, Kaz'il? What?
Well, I mean, I kind of overheard you and your father arguing, and you said a bunch of stuff you probably shouldn't have said in front of me, so I knew.
Oh, yeah, I did. I got a little angry. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know, but obviously I kind of unofficially was like, oh, yeah, that checks out.
Okay, well, shoot. Good thing I shared that. Anyways, you can't say that out loud because my father might. It might be it for you.
I can make a lot of coin. I tell that to the right person, though.
You do that, and I will find the right people to end your existence, Boram.
Okay, it's a joke. Bad time for a joke. I won't be doing it. I promise.
And Vivien's gonna turn back. So, Myelin, that's my big secret.
Okay. Look, I'll tell you a secret, but I think I don't want to talk about these ones anymore.
The scary ones?
Yeah. How about one that's less scary?
Okay.
Yeah, Myelin, we take that step by step, all right?
You remember when we were in the cave with the pig orcs and that thing poisoned us and we ran away and...
Yeah, just a few days ago.
And it disappeared. Remember how it was in here and I start to take off my cloak and I hold it up? It attacked me, or it wasn't it. It was something else. I don't know. It was scary. It knows where I live, and I don't like it. And I just had a really hard day.
Myelin, I'm so sorry. I totally saw a little glimpse of something at the Four-Eyed Owl days ago, and I totally forgot. I am so sorry.
You lied to me.
I didn't lie. I forgot. Now, as an apology, if you're too scared to go home, you can stay here as long as you need. I don't mind.
But I like my home.
Yeah, you can go home.
I like my hood. I like my life. I like hanging out in trees.
I could get a tree over here.
Myelin, can I just see your cloak temporarily? I'll give it back to you.
Promise?
Yes, I promise.
Okay.
I want to inspect the symbol that's on his hood, though, like the eyeball with where I saw the hilt as well.
So you look at the cloak. It seemingly looks like a normal, everyday cloak. But it does have an etched symbol into it. So the symbol's like a 3-pronged crown. There's an eyeball in the center, and then there are eyeballs on the top of the prongs.
So is this the same symbol that I saw on the hilt of that sword from the branded blades guy?
Yes.
Okay. Do I sense anything when I have it in my hands, like looking at it?
You do not sense anything.
Okay, so what ends up happening is I was in my place and no one knows where it's at. And then all of a sudden, this crazy looking thing comes out and attacked me. And then I was about to run and then it ran at me. I got scared and it went into the cloak. Now I don't know what to do.
Well, let's do this. If I can, I will try to help you out before you go to bed with your cloak, okay? I have some spells that I might be able to make sure nothing happens to you while you're sleeping at least. No promises, but I can at least try. And I give him back the cloak.
Well, let me take a look at it first. I can cast Identify on it. Maybe. I don't know if it's magic, but
who knows?
So, are any of these spells on paper?
Why are we just giving him back this cloak with a monster in it?
I mean, he wants it. It's his cloak.
Myelin, I can make you a new cloak that looks just the same.
I promised him I'd give him the cloak, so I just give Myelin back the cloak.
I kind of don't want to, have a monster attack me again.
That's what I'm saying. Give me that thing.
We can even pick some nice fabric that you like, so it's nice, exactly what you want.
That's what I'm saying. We can make a day out of it.
But I like this one.
We get one that looks just the same.
We could try to get rid of the monster in it.
Well, I guess we could do that if we can get it to come out, but
It's pretty scary.
It's less scarier when there's all of us here.
let me try and identify this. Give me 10 minutes. Or we'll take 10 minutes to ritual cast Identify just to see if it has any magical properties of some kind.
Cast Identify on the cloak, and sure enough, it is just a cloak. There is nothing magical within its fibers. But as you look at the symbol, you notice something strange about the symbol itself. This specific symbol is some type of teleportation circle, specifically getting the Conjuration School of Magic from the symbol. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Damn.
Woo! We're all level 3, baby!
Yay!
There it is. We're all level 3. You're all level
Good to
3.
be level 3.
Yeah, everyone got their subclass. Everybody progressed. Found a weird teleportation circle on a cloak. Weird.
Man, dude, we rolled so many nat 20s today. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Do I get a nat 20 for my Kickstarter die? Does that just count as a...
No, it doesn't, but I will mark it that you used it.
So I guess I did have a question on that, Dan. Were you hoping to use it to create whatever potion you wanted to create? Or was it just to succeed the check?
No, just to succeed the check.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to minimize as much risk as that because using a phoenix feather is a pretty big item, so I didn't want to mess up using a phoenix feather. I was originally going to use that to spy on Vivien, but she just let us into her house. So as Boram's making potions, I'm not always going to know what the outcome is.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know exactly what the outcome was going to be, but I wanted to make sure that the phoenix feather worked because it was such a key item. Like, a phoenix feather's hard. It's a miracle I got the first one.
Who knows what could have happened to you if it broke? I thought you two were going to fight. I'm surprised you didn't fight.
I was ready for that too.
I'm gonna have to throw one of the chairs at you as an improvised weapon attack.
Yeah.
Thinking about it all day. Didn't get to use it.
Tony's like, man, I can't wait to get home from work and just fucking beat Dan's ass as Taylor Swift PvP content.
Does anybody have any recommendation? I have a recommendation.
You got to stop saying, does anybody have a rec, and immediately saying I have a rec.
My recommendation, don't take public transit. It breaks down in the snow.
That's a good rec, actually.
I feel
have
like
to walk
the
on the
bigger wreck
tracks.
is just don't live in the snow.
Honestly,
like, that's
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, why are you living in the snow? What's
I
wrong
think
with you?
about
Here's
it
a wreck.
every
Don't
day.
live in Canada.
I think about that every day. If the world wasn't on fire, I'd be out of here.
Good wreck. Good wreck.
So, you know, after the Super Bowl halftime show, I think people are pronouncing it Canada. I think.
Canada! We were
Canada.
included!
That's right.
Thanks, Bad Bunny.
All right, but it is time to spin the wheel, though.
Oh.
No way. What? Are you kidding me? The smallest
Yay,
sliver
Marcus.
on the entire board just got picked in between two massive pieces. Wow.
Cypress and Cinder Slime have the biggest plots of land on this whole thing. It went between both of them and is right back on Julius Kendris, who just went like 2 episodes ago.
This is rigged, dude. This is heavily weighted.
And the new 4 from Julius Kendrick is the other 4 sports on my TV. Starting with the All-American pastime, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing sports.
Boom.
Yeah.
I already know what mine's going to be.
Sport ball.
Now, remember, the call to action was for a recommendation, but because we do these and, we don't record the episode and then air it the next one, we could not, have your guys' comment be the very next episode because that would be weeks later. So that's why we're picking one.
Just know what's happening.
Yes, just know the comments. We will pick one. It is happening.
I don't think one of us have gone yet.
I did. Mine was
I
picked.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, you
two
guys?
were
Really?
first.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it was. It was very nice.
Wait, how did you go already, but you're still the same size as me?
Because you went.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go.
All right. We're going to go ahead and close this out while you two bicker.
All right.
Everybody give your most flying goodbye. Goodbye.
See you later. Goodbye.
Alone in the late night, a group of adventurers meet up within the confines of a masterfully undetectable hideout. Under the moonlight, and upon the exchanging of hushed words, the members of the Bloodshard Bandits meet up to prepare for their next adventure under the blinding star in the sky. Artemis, the fighter, guardian of Kemi-Jo. Hunter, scholar, gentleman, and adventurer. Gift gunslinger Alistair Jacobs. The Dread, Lord Drama, the highest of elves, master of the finest fineries this side of Umbrea. The rogue changeling Sly. Knockmock, Nova's biggest competition. Brandy Woodburner, the wine-wielding wood elf. Gloric Nightbreaker, the dwarven fighter. A pony Lightbringer, elven cleric of Corellan Larethian, and not a stupid goblin. Nothing can be accomplished by brute strength alone. The academics must meet to keep the party afloat with stories of lore deeper than an abyss. The Sidgic College alumni work tirelessly below the never-fading star. Mongo, the Yeti giant. Sergio, the retired knight. Saint Chaos, the masterful brewer and no good doer. David Lachance, Chartreuse Charlie Vex Shade, the gnome sorcerer. Umbrea's mightiest heroes of all far and wide throughout all of time. Man with Glass, Jesus, the Frost Dragonborn Warlock, Johnny Tar, John Carroll, Hart, the Iron Hammer, Drown the Barbarian Mobster, Cypress Daywind, a Capybara Circle of the Forest Druid, Annie, Master of Weapons, Bjorn Battleborn, the Bombastic Brigader Barbarian Half-Orc, Morgath the Unbroken, Half-Giant Barbarian, Gad the Lizard Folk Rune Knight, Plick, the Warlock who thinks he knows Cajun French, Brie Carlson, Kivlin Ninthadir, the Elf Sorcerer, Balasar Turneroth, the Eldritch Knight Dragonborn, Brom Ironspud, the battle-hardened half-orc barbarian with an unbreakable appetite for glory. Thank you to all who have helped us. Your continued patronage is appreciated. Vivien out.